What's going on, guys? Necroblade here, and we have a teammate who unfortunately bubbled at YCS London. So, what did you play?
I played Heroes.
Nice. What was your record?
8-3.
8-3. And do you remember your matchups?
Yes, vividly. My first round was against Draco, which I lost. Second one was against Orcus, which I won. Third was a no-show, so I was lucky. Fourth was a Thunder Dragon, which I won. Fifth was Infernoid, which I lost. Then I had a Luna Orcus, which I won. Thunder Dragon, which I won. Salamangreat, which I won. Then day 2, I had to play, my first round was against Lost World Dinosaurs, which I won. Next up, that was Salamangreat, which I lost. And my last one was Spanlam, which I won.
Alright. Anything you want to mention before we get into the profile?
Not necessarily. Only thing that Lost World can be a bitch sometimes.
Okay. Alright, let's get right into it.
We'll start off with 3 Stratos. Nothing special there.
Only one ulti?
Yeah, I mean,
Makes sense.
I know. Double Shadow Mist, because I like the consistency it gives. One Soul Soldier, because it's a good card, but it can be a break late game. And one Honest Neos, because it's a searchable Honest and you like to OTK with the deck.
Alright.
Vision Hero package, double Ferris, triple Ferris, double Increase, double Vion. I don't think I need to explain why you run this package. The Destiny Heroes are triple Malicious for Link Climbing and free fusion material. Celestial, in my opinion, the best level 4 Destiny Hero to play. Dyne Attack, Banish Effect is really relevant. And the one Plasma in the main deck, because I really like the card. Just in case you're going first, it can be really relevant at times.
Okay.
Then the only evil hero is a Dusted Gold for obvious reasons. Now on to the hand traps with triple Ash, triple Impermanence. I don't want to play too much hand traps in the main deck, just in case I had to go first. In my opinion, these are still the best hand traps for the current meta.
Fair enough.
On to the spells. Triple Mask Change, obvious. Triple Fusion Destiny, because summoning out of the deck is always appreciated. And Graveyard Setup is just the icing on the cake. Triple Ecal, because free consistency. Reinforcement, because free consistency. A Hero Less, because free summoning and free consistency. Dark Calling and Polymerization for your fusion spells, which are also searchable.
Extra deck.
Extra deck. Double the Law. For
Almighty the Law.
Almighty Law. One Blast. I didn't went into it, but you need to play it just in case your opponent plays Impermanence or Veiler, just to dodge the effect. One Dion for the same reason. And one Anki for OTK.
Alright.
Now the Vision Heroes. Adoration and Trinity, because Underclock Taker and triple attacking, just for more OTK potential. The Destiny Heroes are Dangerous and Dystopia. Dangerous just to unbreak your hand, and Dystopia is just a very good beat stick with a very good burn effect and very good pop effect, just a salt card in general.
How many times did you burn people in time with it?
Not necessarily in time, but I killed the last Pendulum player with, he only had 100 life points, and I could just attack for game, but this was much more swag.
God. Extra style points.
Extra style points, yes. One evil hero, of course Malicious Bane, it's just Raigeki, which gets stronger and still cannot be destroyed by Battle of Card effect, so it's a good card overall.
Fair enough.
My only super poly target was Starving Venom, still the best one in my opinion. Only made it once or twice, but really relevant and still really good.
What is your opinion on like Dragostabilia and the new one that got revealed, the Predator?
Depends on which board your opponent makes, but I still like this one in favor of the, not the Dragostabilia, but the one that requires 3 fusion material, because that can be a bit too much demanding, just in my opinion. And you only want to use monster for your opponent's field and not your field, so this is still better in my opinion. And even its effect is still good, so
Fair enough.
I more enjoyed this one over the others. For the links, Double Cross Crusader, reviving and searching is appreciated. Dread Decimator, because more RTK power and making your Dystopia live in your opponent's turn is also very nice. And of course the last one, Beat Cop, just a generic link too.
Alright. Side deck?
Side deck. We have Triple Lancia, obvious reasons. Triple Nibiru, I'm gonna throw this card out because it never came up relevant. It was never good enough. Because people always expect you to side it in and they'll always go beneath 4 summons, which was a mistake on my part, was signing this card.
Yeah.
but hey, what can you do?
Still a good card.
Yeah, but it's not relevant enough to run. It's just people know the fear of the card existing, and that's why you shouldn't run it. You just should think, make your opponent think you're running the card. The extra mind play. Triple Twin Twister and Triple Red Reboot because I hate backrow decks. And if people want to play their unbreakable board, I'll just break it real quick with Super Polymerization.
Do you mind explaining what you side out and side in against certain
Sure.
matches? For example, like Orcus. Wait, how many copies of a certain card do you side out, and like what exactly do you side out? Anything like that.
The most relevant matchup always against for this deck, because it's so search heavy, is of course Thunder Dragon. How do you side against Thunder Dragon? And the answer to that is pretty simple, because my opinion is always the deck is very consistent, but it's a race against consistency and disruption. So what I always sided out against Thunder Dragon was these 4 cards, against these and these. 4 spots were already open for the Lancia, so if I could, I could go like this, or I could side out even another card, which could be the Plasma for another space, and even worst case, I could side out certain cards. Let me see real quick, like the Ash. Well, Ash is a good card. I don't feel it's always too relevant against Thunder Dragon, so I could side it out for that. But my opinion was always, these cards are always dead on arrival, but they always have 1 Colossus, so these cards throw out for triple Lancia.
Fair enough.
I mean, this stops their whole deck. If they run Lupine, if you see it game 1, you just side them in the standby phase, you play this card. Even if it's a cost, you just can't use the effect. If they normal summon Plasma is... And Thunder Dragon is just so-so. Sometimes it's really OP when your opponent summons Colossus and a Titan. You summon Plasma, take their Titan, and they're fucked.
Fair enough. And how do you side against Orcus?
Against Orcus, of course, you run this. You run this. And let me see real quick. Nothing at the side is really too relevant, but what I usually do...
I mean, you do keep like your search targets, right?
Yeah, the search target is almost always in there.
Just in case.
Let me see real quick. Where is the card? And permanent sometimes gets thrown out, because I'm just not a fan of it in general against that deck. I even am tempted to put out the Adjusted Gold in the Dark Calling, because yeah, you nuke your entire board but just detach 1 from the Dingirsu and problem solve for them, so it's not really relevant. Plasma also gets thrown out because it's a graveyard deck and not a field deck. What do I side out against the decks as well? I'm usually, instead of siding out other cards, I usually just go for this ideology. I always try to turbo out Mass Change as fast as possible against that deck, because their field that they put on now is the Ip Masquerena, the Symbol Skeleton, and the Field Spell.
Fair.
I just try to bait out the Masquerena effect so I can chain with Mass Change, put on the Dark Law, and their entire field is basically dead. I mean, they get a Unicorn, yeah, sure, but you just lost your Symbol Skeleton, and you can't revive the Dingishu anymore, so you're basically fucked now.
Fair enough.
That's my entire ideology against Orcus for this deck, and that's basically it.
Any shoutouts?
Shoutouts to Nice Last Table, shoutouts for Luca and Liam who were supporting me through the entire event. Shoutout to OCC as well for being really nice, helping me with the deck, and also helping me, also being supportive in general. And so, of course, to Oberon, best locals in Limburg, and that's about it.
Alright, thank you for the interview, and we hope to see more of you.
Thank you.
Alright, take care.